I went on an adventure with a client of mine to create this video for you. We hit all the best places through all the traffic and smog in 80 different neighborhoods. In my second favorite city, and US's second biggest city with more than 4 million people, it's the City of Angels, aka La La Land, aka LA, baby. And this is Nick Hawk's top 10 favorites. And yes, that was a hawk. Number 10.
Lake Shrine.
This place is 10 really special acres in Pacific Palisades. They don't like filming here and I want to be respectful, so I blurred everything out and I put in this one royalty-free stock photo. I also want you to be surprised by this magical place and go experience it yourself. This is the waterfall and I hope they don't own the rights to the sound. The gift shop has amazing stuff priced fair as well. I bought some bells and statues. Trust me, go see this place on your own. LA definitely needs places like this. It's not quite New York, but there is much chaos here and this is a great place to be with nature and unwind. Number 9.
Comedy clubs.
LA is loaded with theaters and museums, but one of my favorite things to do here is hit a comedy club. This is where the stars live, so it's not super challenging to catch an all-star lineup or have an A-lister pop in and do a quick set. There are more than 2,500 stars on the Walk of Fame. As I wrote in my last book, doing stand-up is one of the greatest ways you could ever test yourself, and there are plenty of open mics here to do so. Get to writing. Number 8.
Play volleyball or frisbee.
Although you have 75 miles of coastline and most being open beach, Manhattan Beach is my favorite spot to get in a volleyball game, and the vibe here is a little less chaotic than a lot of LA's other beaches. Number 7.
Surfing in Malibu.
I'd maybe move here someday if I didn't have to sell my 3 Vegas houses just to get a down payment to get a crib here. Late summer to early fall has the best breaks and waves when the storms are active in the Pacific. Here's a shot of the Malibu Pier and Surfrider Beach, one of the best ones. After Surfrider Beach, there are a few rental places with plentiful boards, supplies, suits, towels, and you can even walk across the street to surf. No Pacific storms today, 3-inch waves. We went to Zuma Beach here and didn't have much luck. This is actually where I had my first photo shoot ever, so you can't be mad at the beauty of it. It's always fun to just get in the water, get some exercise, and paddle around. You can head farther north by County Line. The PCH Drive is a bucket list drive alone, and get some fresh seafood at a beach restaurant. If you don't know how to surf, I say just go for it. That's what I did. I almost died twice, but the waves were 10 feet, which I thought were normal. They were not normal. Usually they're 2 to 4. You should be okay, but consult your doctor or something so I'm not liable if you die. That wave totally counted. If you get lucky enough like I have, you may get dolphins swimming right by you. Don't freak out when you see a fin. Number 6.
Meet people.
If you can migrate through all the sexual offenders and pedophiles, you can meet some of my favorite people in the world. Most call them fake, but here's where you find some of the most creative minds and biggest dreamers. I love the energy from them. Hollywood is known for having some of the dopest nightclubs packed with models and celebrities and after parties in the hills that go for days. You can end up with Eminem's producers Mark Patson and Stan where he wrote Stan, get wasted with Corey Feldman and his Angels, or bump into Ron Jeremy and his porn star Smorgasbord. But if you don't have a hookup to get on a list or thousands of dollars to pop bottles, you're not completely hopeless. Go for a walk around Hollywood. They have endless pubs and bars packed with fun and playful people and live music. Hotels are another great spot to meet people. I ran into one of my favorite comedians, TJ Miller, at the Roosevelt on this trip. Tip number 1, to get in a club, don't ask if you could get in. Walk through the rope like you're supposed to be in there and you know people.
I don't walk up in the club, I run up like what's up.
Tip number 2, offer the bouncer a decent tip. If you fail, there are plenty of spots for DNF listers. We are halfway there. Here come my top 5. Number 5.
Sailing.
Many bookings have brought me to the water, and one of the most romantic things to do in LA is sail. So that brings us to Marina Del Rey. If you want to make friends, buy a boat. Who would say no to a sailing trip? This is a great shot of my tricep, so I threw it in. There's nothing like flying across the water in a sailboat at a 45-degree angle and getting some much-needed fresh air. I recommend throwing it on your bucket list. Number 4.
Onion Canyon.
This is a very short and quick hike with an amazing payoff. The view overlooking all of Hollywood and downtown. Probably the best spot to Instagram. Pause it real quick and follow me at @TheNickHawk. After the view are the stairs. The best way to train is in high-intensity bursts at 90% for a minute, and this is a great place to do just that because it is super steep and has some of the great steps at the end. Santa Monica has some good public stairs as well. Number 3.
Shopping at Melrose.
Everybody wants to know where I get all my gear. The secret is now out. Almost my entire wardrobe is purchased on Melrose Avenue in LA. They have 5 of my favorite stores in the world and custom tailors to give me exactly what I want. This is a must shop for me every time I come. The owners are going to hate me for saying this, but everything is negotiable here, especially if you spend like I do. And we end up at Cosmo's Glamsquad.
Hey, welcome back, Nick Hawk. How's it going?
How you doing?
Good to see you. What's up? Listen, we got some fun new things for you. You gotta come back to the dressing room and check it out, right? Come here. Listen, I know Cosmo's gonna be really bummed that he didn't get to see you today, but I'm gonna take care of you. We got some great stuff for you. We've been designing like crazy.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
13.
You know what that means.
You know, I have a Bowman that's gonna slay everything. Look at this epic fur. We designed this same fur
For Eddie Murphy.
in his new Dolomite film.
That is
Perfect.
amazing.
That's hot as
Right?
yeah.
Look like some sort of god from. That's fucking sick.
Melrose isn't super expensive. It's not Rodeo Drive, but for some of you broke people out there, they do have thrift stores with dope used gear. I used to go to them when I was broke. Another fun spot to check out is the Fashion District in downtown. And the homeless people will give you a reality check. I hear California is America's first third world state.
Hey, boss, you can't record my.
Don't expect your knockoff Louis bag to zip forever. $10 purses and wallets, $20 suits, $2 lingerie. And if you want to look like your favorite rapper, it'll only cost you $12 and a green neck. These are super expensive, high-quality unicorn jumping over the rainbow glasses. Los Angeles has mini malls and shops to choose from, but I'm sticking with Melrose. Number 2.
Play with wolves.
Technically a little outside of Los Angeles, but if you ever get a chance to experience these animals, trust me, take it.
Okay, Coda, Dad's coming. This is our sentinel. Her name is Ochi. And there's Dad.
Good.
Kefe's in love.
I think you guys should go.
Yeah.
Hi, pretty. Hi, how are you? Oh, wow. Yeah, you know you're pretty.
This is.
Intruder time.
Can I howl with them?
Oh, it's a.
No?
Sure.
Well, Con, that'll do.
It won't upset them if I howl? No?
Just walking down the street. It's just what Con's growling.
I was told not to lay down and take selfies because they might eat your face, though. There are a few places you can go play with wolves in California, which is the safest state to have them. Millions of wolves were killed in the U.S. from 1890 to 1930, and we're only down to a couple of packs at Yellowstone that were re-released. Thank you, Red Riding Hood.
Bless you. What's the kick in the face for? What was that for? Good boy. Good boy.
Number 1.
Venice Beach.
This is one of my favorite places in the world, people. It's worth the trip, traffic, and smog alone. You got great homeless crazy people watching. They're running around everywhere screaming at you. Art, art, art. What a great souvenir to take home. Or get one of the many cheesy shirts hanging everywhere. Music, beach, total Burning Man-ish vibe. Burning Man is my number 1 favorite thing in the world, by the way. And drum circles. They have good ones every Sunday night. Heading farther south down the sidewalk, we have bike, skate, and surf rentals. Next to this walking path, they have a great bike path going along the beach. A little farther down, we found ourselves by the skate park. No helmets needed here. You're guaranteed to see someone bleed, break something, or die every 10 minutes. Wait for it. Wait for it. If you don't succeed, try again. And again. And again. Okay, maybe you should give up at this point. These are all different clips, I promise. Okay, got a video to post on social media. Never give up. This was one of my favorite shots of the trip. How fun is this? Next door to the skate park, you can legally do some graffiti. And more art. My first talent manager treated me with my first ever paid massage here. Venice Beach is actually where he recruited me. Price very fair at about $1 a minute. I thought it was weird having an old Chinese man do it, but he works magic and it's worth listening to the worst street performer of all time directly across from him. If you're watching, I will pay for some voice lessons. I feel so bad for the shop owners and artists. This kid has been there every time I've been there in the last few years. Up a little more ways, if you're a baller, you can run with some of the best amateur talent in the world here. LA Fitness in Hollywood is another good spot I like to play at. And right past the courts, you could train for the Olympics.
We like to show. We like to show. We like to show.
These guys were super dope.
Up in the club, we be showing off. Up in the gym, we be showing off. Up in the hood, we be showing off. They don't know how to be showing off. We like to show. We like to show. You know we showing off.
And yes, this hurts. And no, I didn't have to ask.
You know we showing off.
I love fabrics as well. I trained with Cirque friends on them for a few months when I lived in LA. And finally, you could pump some iron outside at Muscle Beach. If you only have a day in LA, you must visit Venice Beach. There are endless activities and your eyes will never become bored. Don't forget to snag some of the Cali bud.
Smoke weed every day, baby.
I hope you enjoyed our trip. Please like, comment where you think we should go next or anything we missed, and subscribe to see where we're going next. I'm Nick Hawk, and thanks for watching my top 10 favorites Los Angeles. Peace, love, and fight on, my homies.